Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. Today we're watching the cult classic Tron from 1982. This will be the stepping stone to get us into watching Tron Legacy next time. I'm excited to watch this one. It had a lot of really interesting facts about it, about the way that it was made. This is like a high visual effects film in 1982. So by today's standards, it will look a little rough in some spots, but especially for the time and a lot of the creativity and how they pulled off some of the things in the way that they did, it's still really, really fascinating. Jen, what do you know about Tron, if anything, and how are you feeling going into the movie?
So unlike Terminator, I don't know anything about this. I've never actually heard of it besides Holden mentioning it, but the thumbnail came up and I didn't realize that this was an 80s movie. And I have to be honest, just looking at it kind of gives me like Transformer vibes, the movie that we watched. And I wasn't really a big fan of that for reasons you can go look at the video for, but I'm a little more hesitant now that I've seen this thumbnail than I was before. I overall just don't do well with like 80s stuff, except for Stranger Things. So that's the only thing that I really like that has taken place in the 80s. Really going into it with an open mind as much as possible. I'm hoping that I'm pleasantly surprised by this. That would be awesome because I would love nothing more than to say that I absolutely love something that came out of the 80s.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you're gonna like Tron, but I think
that means no.
I think you might like Tron Legacy though, but I really wanted you to watch the original before we watch that. Tron Legacy is a direct sequel to this one, so I figured instead of just trying to watch Tron Legacy and try to catch you up, we might as well just watch the original movie, and hopefully you'll enjoy us watching that. Fun fact about this movie, it was actually disqualified from the Academy Awards back in 1983, I wanna say, because the Academy felt that using computer-generated special effects was cheating. It's funny how full circle that has come now. Now there's a whole division, or there's a whole award at the Academy Awards specifically for CGI. The movie did okay. It initially kind of bombed a bit. They re-released it about a year later, performed even worse. But the video games, another fun fact about this, the video game that's based on the movie well outperformed the movie itself. So a little fun fact. Now it's grown to cult status. The sequel is kind of in the same vein of it. There's kind of a cult following still for it if the main audiences didn't really like it. And I've heard that they're actually now working on a Tron 3, which I will definitely be seeing. I love it. There are definite polarizing opinions on Tron Legacy, probably more than this one, but we'll get into that when we watch Tron Legacy. For now, let's go ahead and get into the comment of the day. Brady says, watch Tron Legacy, please. It is my favorite comfort movie and I'd love to see you watch it. Well, we will. Thank you so much, Brady. I got another comment of the day for you. The next comment of the day comes from Thirandu Manashia. Sorry, I butchered that, I know. Watch Tron and Tron Legacy, another classic with an underrated sequel. Ooh, hot take. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And the final comment of the day, this one comes from Bobby Clarkston, who says, I'm not surprised that no other movie has approached the Matrix storyline. It is rather original, so it would probably end up being a ripoff. But I suppose the Tron movies are similar in that real people enter a computer-generated world and fight for their freedom. Yeah, that's not giving away too much, I hope. I've talked a little bit about what's kind of going on. I think I mentioned in the last video that we did, or the last video, the video before that, where we talked about Star Wars being in outer space and Tron being in cyberspace. So hopefully that's not spoiling too much for you. We get into it pretty early, so hopefully not. But for now, let's go ahead and get into it. 1982's Tron.
This is Walt Disney?
Yeah, of course.
It's like Outer Limits?
Tron, the grid, a digital frontier. I was too young. I missed the heyday of the arcade, you know. This is the Tron game. Woo. You recognize him?
No.
From Titanic?
No.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, the distortion there on those guys. That's a little rough.
Lovejoy?
Yeah.
Thank you, Master Control.
Oh, yeah.
Make a nice break from those accounting cream puffs you keep
Is
sending
this
me.
how the whole movie is?
What branch?
Not all of it.
I can't play these video games.
Sure you can, pal.
You guys are gonna make my user, Mr. Henderson, very angry.
Another religious nut.
You believe in the users?
If I don't have a user, then who wrote me?
Master Control Program's been snapping up all us programs, and if he can't use you, he sends you down here to the game grid to get the bits blasted out of you.
RAM.
You can't even travel around your own microcircuits without permission from Master Control Program. Who does he calculate he is?
Jeff Bridges.
Oh, wow, real young.
Okay. We don't have much time left to find that file. This is top priority. Taught you everything I know about the system.
Thank you, sir, but I'm not sure
No buts, Clue. That's for users. You're dogged and relentless, remember?
Let me at him.
That's the spirit.
Let me at him.
Do you think we can merge with this memory bit?
Bit.
I don't see what we're looking for.
So they're in a computer?
Yeah, so these are programs in the computer.
Scuzzy.
He's the user.
Uh-oh. We've got company.
And the programs are in the image of the user.
There's too many of them! Damn it! Get out of here!
What are those supposed to be?
Well, you'll see.
And that was my best program.
Got a pirate program here. Says his name's Clue. Caught him trying to raid a high clearance memory.
I was...
Who programmed you?
I was...
Who's your user?
Forget it, Mr. High and Mighty Master Control!
Suit yourself. Get me Dillinger.
There he is. It's funny, the lady slipped and you still had time to remove your jacket and your shoes.
Oh, yeah, he does look the same. He died pretty gruesome death.
Oh yeah, like right where the Titanic split.
Good evening, Mr. Dillinger.
Thank you, Peter. You can go now.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. That's a cool little table thing. The early 1980s.
Hello, Mr. Dillinger. Thanks for coming back early.
No problem, Master C.
The boy detective is nosing around again.
Flynn?
Yes, I spotted him this time and kept him out, but he's getting trickier all the time. There's a 68.71% chance you're right.
Cute.
End of line.
It's like Jim from The Office.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Someone with that access has been tampering.
I don't even balance my checkbook on downtime. I have an abacus at home for that.
An abacus.
What's the project you're working on?
Well, it's called Tron. Finds anything going on that's not scheduled, it shuts it down.
Part of the master control program?
No, it'll run independently. And watchdog the MCP as well.
Sounds good.
Mr. Dillinger, I'm so very disappointed in you. I can't afford to have an independent programmer monitoring me.
Interesting. You hear what you just said?
Kind of looks like Walter White.
He does nothing.
Yeah.
Let her rip. This is what we've been waiting for.
5 seconds.
Oh, there it goes.
Disintegrating things down here. Disintegrating, Alan. Digitizing. Computer plays out the model like the molecules fall back into place, and voila.
Ever since he got that master control program, the system's got more bugs than a bait store.
More bugs than a bait store.
Computers and the programs will start thinking, and the people will stop. Laura, I'm going to stay around.
Not too wrong.
Did you say oops?
Such an old man response of me to have.
Yeah.
I ain't the truth, telling the truth there.
Flynn had access to you, too.
Did he now?
Oh, talk about the master control program. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, I'll give you some RAM. 32-bit. That's no, it's an actual. That's 32-bit RAM.
Jesus.
Let me give you some of this teraflop. Know what I'm saying?
What?
Teraflop. Computer term.
Haven't been here in a long time. Teraflop?
Space paranoids. I think I would have loved arcades like this when I was a kid. We had like Chuck E. Cheese, which was like the closest. Look at Jeff Bridges, man. It's like a pretty easy game.
We can't even get yourself thinking here. Come on.
Get him some antique first.
Yeah, let's get him some Old Spice or something.
Go on, make yourselves at home.
Best programmer Incom ever saw, and he winds up playing Space Cowboy in some back room.
Oh no, it looks like he's living the dream pretty much.
Have you been sneaking into the Encom system?
That's not the only thing I've been sneaking into, if you know what I mean. He's been also going into some banking things
Leave her
as well.
clothes all over the floor.
Flynn.
What are you talking about?
I have been doing a little hacking here, as a matter of fact.
You did break in.
Tried to.
Flynn, are you embezzling?
Embezzling is such an ugly word, Mr. Bradley. Sherman, set the Wayback Machine for
Sherman.
3 years ago. Kevin Flynn. He's so bright, as a matter of fact, that he starts going in it.
Is he talking about himself
Yeah.
in the third? Okay.
Yes, he is.
You invented space paranoids?
I was this close to starting my own little enterprise, man. Dillinger presents Income with 5 video games. The slime didn't even change the names, man. He gets a big fat promotion. Now executive VP.
That sucks.
Senior exec.
Somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence. If we can get in there, I can forge us a Group 6 access.
MCP, that's half our problem right there.
The MCP is the most efficient way of handling what we do.
Encom isn't the business you started in your garage anymore.
Sometimes I wish I were back in that garage.
That can be arranged, Walter.
Oh.
And our spirit remains in every
Is this guy gonna die?
I've got better things to do than to have religious discussions with you.
There are a lot of like religious undertones in this movie, and in Legacy as well. You believe in the users?
This guy's a little like Santa Claus.
I like Jeff Bridges a lot.
Now that is a big door.
It's my fault. I programmed you to want too much.
I was planning to hit the Pentagon next week. It shouldn't be any harder than any other big company.
Now, wait a minute. I wrote you.
Wouldn't want me to dig up Flynn's file and read it up on a VDT at the Times, would you?
Working late?
Yeah.
Nice. Smooth.
This is where I work now. I got a direct terminal in the laser target area. You can stay there all night if you have to. Have fun, sweetheart.
You shouldn't have come back, Flynn.
Oh.
Hey, it's the big master control program everybody's been talking about.
Remember the time we used to spend playing chess together? That isn't going to do you any good, Flynn.
Is he hearing his voice, or is the voice just?
I think he is, yeah. That's a good question, though. Is that just for the audience?
You know, you don't look a thing like your pictures.
I'm going to have to put you on the game grid.
I'll give you game.
Oh!
My
This
3D
is what it did to the orange?
Yeah, my 3D printer.
Oh, the nutsack.
Oh yeah, gotta digitize that.
Master Control did that?
Yeah, the MCP. I'd love to go face to face against you.
I said
Look, if this is about those parking tickets, I can explain everything, okay?
I've got a little challenge for you, Sark. A new recruit. Train him for the games and blow him away.
You got it. What kind of program is he?
He's a user.
A user?
That's right. Somebody pushes me, I push back, so I brought him down here.
Users wrote us. A user even wrote you.
No one user wrote me.
So Flynn is actually in the program, but he's just being represented as a user?
Him, yeah.
Yeah.
Pull yourself.
No, he's a program.
End of line.
On program. Feet down, face front.
Hey, will you call them programs?
Really think the users are still there?
He'd better be.
Where am I?
You're, gonna make you play video games.
I play video games better than anybody. Hey, there's been a mistake. I gotta see the guy in charge.
You will.
The Master Control Program has chosen you. Those of you who renounce will be eligible to join the Warrior Elite. You will each receive an identity disc. If you lose your disc, you will be subject to immediate de-resolution.
Who's that guy?
That's Tron. He fights for the users.
Oh!
So the reds are the programs and the blues are users?
No, they're all programs except for Flynn.
The red versus blue.
Good and bad.
Oh.
It was an actuarial program. Really gives you a great feeling helping folks plan for their future needs.
Yeah, that's great. Actuarial program.
Let him fight one of his own kind.
Jeez, look at these things, man.
You think you're gonna wipe me right out, don't you?
No, Hey,
New guy was asking about you.
Too bad he's in a match now. I'll probably never meet him.
Something different about him.
What happens to him if he falls?
He de-reses.
What does that mean?
Dies.
Kill him. No! You'll regret this.
Oh my gosh! He like went up in flames.
This is the holding area for the light cycles.
Alan, where did you hear that name? The name of my user.
Prepare to transport to light cycle grid. We have transport.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You ever played this game? There's a lot of like variants of this. They're not all called Tron. It's like where they leave that trail. If you run into the wall, you die.
When I was younger, I remember playing an Atari game.
Probably similar, yeah. You don't want to get boxed in like that.
What is it, de-resolution?
Yeah.
That just means the program ended?
They're dead, yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
I'm getting out of here right now, and you guys are invited. Got it.
Oh my gosh. What are these? What are those things?
Those are they're from one of the video games that Flynn created, though.
This is an illegal exit. You must return to game grid. Repeat.
Get them! Get them!
Jeez.
Oh.
On the other side of the screen, it all looks so easy.
We made it this far.
I want those conscripts!
I have to get to that input-output tower and communicate with him. Oh, it's nice.
There's water in this program?
I don't remember what they call it or what it actually is.
Boy, you forget how good the power feels till you get to a pure source.
It's like an energy source, like they're recharging their batteries.
Fire!
Oh!
Oh, yeah!
2 escape units, Durez.
No!
They're still alive.
No sign of life. Looks like we got him.
These outfits are pretty goofy looking.
Hang in there, Ram.
They're definitely different.
Good spot.
It's my wife's polite way of saying, yeah, they look pretty goofy.
Is any of that CGI, or is it literally just a suit that glows in the dark?
It's kind of like what they originally used on lightsabers, or one of the techniques they were going to use. It's just like how the material they're wearing like reflects into the screen, and then a lot of this stuff they went back in and like colored it. Like a lot of this was shot in black and white, and they went back and like actually colored it. It's a lot of imperfections. You can see like just how it like shines like on his waist there, and it's like flickering like that.
You shouldn't be able to do that.
Now for some real user power.
And he's doing all this?
Yeah.
It's just like the old arcade grips.
Are they gonna kiss?
Kiss him.
Oh, my user.
Oh, my user.
Are you a user? Help Tron?
Aw.
Ram.
Looks like he ran out of RAM.
So is he de-resed?
Yeah, he's dead.
Prepare for digital beam transport.
On the screen.
Oh. They haven't built a circuit that could hold you.
Is that all you can say? Positive and negative, huh? You're a bit.
Yes.
I'm your program. Another mouth to feed.
What in the heck is, what is this? Is this Star Wars?
I guess these are just like other types of programs.
Who asked you?
No.
I would have liked to see the behind the scenes or the making of this.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit. A comes a headache. I always like that shot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fine. No problem.
Gosh.
Oh no. What happened?
No, I think he just took his color. Oh, killed that guy though. There you go. That looks fun. Oh, jeez.
I've come to communicate with my user.
Difficult proposition.
There they are, with the Guardian.
Uh-oh.
My jury.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
More power!
Creating the information on your disk that will erase the MCP and change the system. You will not be able to communicate again unless you succeed.
That was Alan telling?
Yeah.
This code disk means freedom.
Dumont!
Oh no.
Not Dumont.
This solar sailor simulation will take us across the game sea.
Yeah. Oh, they went out way too easy. Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Flynn!
Flynn!
Yeah, greetings, program!
This is Flynn, the one who busted me out.
Well, then I owe him some thanks.
Look
she
at
goes.
him. Get in the way.
I'm what you guys call a user.
You're a user?
And everything you've done has been according to a plan, right?
You wish. I hate to disappoint you, pal, but most of the time that's the way it is for users, too.
Don't think anymore. I do the thinking around here.
This isn't gonna be easy. If those grid bugs get us, we've had it.
Had enough?
I'm busy.
Busy dying, you worn-out excuse for an old program.
Old enough to remember the MCP when it was just a chess program. Started small and he'll end small.
Very funny, Dumont. There's another beam!
It's too far.
It's creating a junction.
Nice.
There you go.
Did we make it? Yeah. Hooray for our side.
Hooray for our side. Oh.
Oh my goodness. It just cut right through?
Yeah.
Dumont!
Uh-oh.
Glory.
Tron's dead. That is a user, Dumont.
No, you were Derez and I saw you.
Not me, Sark.
Take that program to the holding pit!
Love how his outfit lights up.
When he gets mad.
Yeah.
When I disembark, this ship will automatically de-res.
I desire macaroni pictures.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
You brought me back. How?
Do something with these controls!
Oh, okay.
The MCP!
Hey, this is like in Blade.
Oh yeah, it is.
The warrior is on the mesa.
Prepare to terminate.
Oh! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You will
Skeleton.
each be part of me.
You're very persistent, Tron!
I'm also better than you.
Oh. Ew.
All my functions are now yours.
Oh.
That's cool. Little dripping stuff like his brain.
Uh-oh.
Your user can't help you now, my little program.
Jump. It's the only way to help Tron.
Don't you be Durezed.
Oh. Guess he can
This
kiss
is
the...
happening in a program?
Yeah. To be fair, a lot of guys did this when they got a PS5.
Did you do it?
No, I have you, baby. I prefer the real thing.
Aww.
No.
Is that a different guy?
Yeah, that's Tron. She's making out with everyone.
He threw himself into the beam and distracted the MCP just long enough for you to get the disc in.
Notice you're leaving out one other detail.
She sounded so cheery about that, though.
He threw himself into the beam.
So it just spit him back out?
Yeah, well, after he threw himself into the MCP beam. Well, there he's got evidence there.
Priority 1.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, it's gonna be mad.
Greetings, program!
They have that shot to make it look like circuits and stuff. All right, just finished watching Tron. It's been a while since I've watched this from beginning to end. A ton of respect for this movie, but I think it's pretty safe to say the effects really don't hold up to today's standards. I don't really want to judge it according to today's standards, but even back then, there were several parts throughout that it just, there were just a lot of imperfections through the movie. So while I respect it for being creative, I respect the VFX team that worked on this, there is some room for improvement. It's one of the reasons that I think Tron Legacy, one of the reasons I enjoy it so much is because it was made in the more modern era, so they could really take the vision of what it's like to be in a computer world, cyberspace, but for the modern era. So I think they really dialed it up quite a bit for that one, but we'll get to that. What did you think of Tron?
Well, first, I honestly felt like I should have taken like an IT prerequisite before seeing this movie. But I also can acknowledge that just because something isn't in my, I guess, interests or along my interests, that doesn't mean that it can't be wildly creative and interesting. And I think for me, Tron fits into that box. I absolutely cannot deny that it's like super creative. Just the idea of being in like a computer and like bringing that to life visually, and the way and the manner in which they did it, I thought was super interesting. When the first couple minutes of the movie, my heart kind of sank initially because I saw that I was like, oh my gosh, is the whole movie gonna be like this? And then by the end of the movie, I actually preferred the like inside the computer scenes more than the live action. So that was a surprise to me, probably the biggest surprise so far. Is this something that like I would choose to watch again? Probably not. Is it along my interests? Definitely not. But I will say that visually, I thought it was like really interesting. Some of the stuff that they came up with is just not something I could ever like imagine being done. And so the fact that they managed to kind of tackle that, I feel like this is something difficult to do.
Oh yeah.
You know? And so the fact that they did, and it was still like, for someone like me, who it's not really, on paper, it's not interesting to me, but I can still enjoy watching it, the like overlapping with the like the CGI, the live action, and then some animation, like all that stuff jumbled together, I think is really interesting. And so I have to give them credit for that. And I know that that is just so unique on its own. I don't think I've seen any movie that's like this. And that means like good and bad. Obviously, there was some stuff in this that was, felt very, I don't know, some of the acting, I have to say, was pretty rough. But all in all, I thought more than anything, it was visually stunning to look at, if nothing else. And the idea, I appreciate just how creative that is. The fact that they are in a computer system. They have these programs, they have these users, something that like I usually do not watch. So for me to actually be able to see something like that is really different for me. And just because it's not something that I would choose to watch again does not mean that it was not creative. It was not completely different than anything else. And in my eyes, like that deserves points on its own. So this one is like a hard movie for me to really judge because it's not something that's along my interest, but there's so many positives about it. From a very impartial point of view, there's a lot of positives about this movie. So really, again, not along my interest, but there were so many things about this movie that were a first time for me and just like fascinating to watch. I thought it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I know what you mean. I really enjoy the overall story. This ex-employee who created these extremely popular video games, but he ends up running the arcade and the only money that he gets is from people that are putting quarters into the machines. And then him wanting some vindication, and he teams up with Alan, who writes the Tron program, and then Lori, who writes the Yori program? Lori, yeah, something like that. Visual effects were, it's tough, it is tough to watch. If you were to watch like the full movie, if you watch the full reaction with us on Patreon, some of it is just like tough to just like watch through. It's like watching a rough Nintendo 64 cutscene for an hour. But you know, at the same time, I respect what they were doing and I respect what they were able to make with that. One thing I did not like or really didn't like about this movie was the music. It's very, you know, so that kind of got old a little bit. And of course, when you compare that to the soundtrack of Tron Legacy, it is like night and day. One of the big reasons I really wanted to watch this movie, probably the biggest reason, is because I wanted to watch Tron Legacy. That's my end goal with you. And that movie has a pretty mixed reception, but I'm one of the few people in the universe that really enjoyed it. But you'll see when we get there. What would you rate this one?
I have to say that I would be interested in seeing kind of the updated, and I don't know in what context, like if it's just redone, if it's a continuation or whatnot, but I would love to see an updated version of Tron. I think that would be interesting. This one, I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before.
Oh boy.
I don't feel comfortable just giving this like one rating because again, just because this isn't along my interest doesn't mean that it doesn't have positives. As far as like rewatchability and I guess the quality of the movie, my interest, I'm gonna give it a 6. But as far as creativity and just how different this movie is, everything from just like the storyline to visually watching them be in a computer, I'm gonna give it an 8, okay? For me, this movie, the biggest appeal was just how creative it was. Really, I haven't seen any movie like this. So for me, that goes a long way. So I'm gonna go with a 6 and an 8.
I think that's pretty fair. You know, our comment of the day talked about how it was in some ways like The Matrix and there being sort of this world within the world. And I really like those types of concepts too. There were some religious undertones, both in this and in Tron Legacy, where they call programs that believe in users, you know, they call them religious fanatics. And at one point they're like rounding up all the people that believe in users to de-res them. We won't go too deep into that, but it's something that I do appreciate and would make sense in this universe. I am kind of there with you. It's tough because there's so much about this movie that I respect as a film, but some things that just don't hold up. They certainly don't. And even then, just with the imperfections in the movie itself, mostly with the live action paired with either the matte paintings they used or the green screen or whatever method they used, a lot of that. So for me, I'd probably go with a soft 7 out of 10 total. But of course, these are just some of our thoughts. We'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is this one vastly superior to Tron Legacy? Am I just a sucker that enjoys Tron Legacy and when we watch it, you'll just be rolling your eyes as I praise it? We'll see. And I know I don't typically like to give too much of my opinion ahead of time, but we've talked about Tron Legacy so much on the channel in the past. Jen already knows I really enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. It does help the channel out a lot. Subscribe. You'll be notified when we post the next video. And check out Patreon. You can watch these before anyone else, all ad-free until I publish them. And you can watch the full-length reaction with us over there too. But for now, that is it. Jen and I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.